Most of the time what people do is they wait around. Imagine that sometime later, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, I will have this confidence to do this. And I'm working on it. I'm meditating, I'm doing other stuff. I'm visualizing, and I'm doing all kind of stuff. Because someday I'm going to be confident to do that. That someday is not going to happen, my friend. The tragic truth about a lot of businesses is that the business owners, the CEOs, lack the confidence to grow their business. They don't believe in themselves enough to scale their business. So if you don't understand how to play the superior game, how to build unshakable confidence in yourself, then there is no opportunity for you to scale your business to a completely different level. You're losing it. Whereas if you know how to build unshakable confidence, where when they look at you, people could see it in your eyes that you are confident, you know what you're doing, then opportunities are going to come to you. Your business is going to grow. You will be able to persuade people. You will be able to sell better, market better, grow your business faster, better, and accelerate and double your profit, income, and revenue in the next 12 months. So what am I talking about here? What is confidence? In order for me to explain confidence, I need to explain fear. Why are we not confident? Because we are fearful. So what is fear then? Fear, if you boil down all the teaching about fear, all the teachings about fear, all the books and literature about fear, you could take that the entire thing into one nutshell. There's only one fear, that I'm not enough. I'm not enough. That's the only fear. It manifests in different ways. Some people it is fear of death because I don't have enough time. Some people it's fear of failure. I don't have enough to take to succeed, enough of what it takes to succeed. Fear of rejection. I don't think I'm enough to represent myself in the society. I'm not enough to start a business. I'm not enough age, or I might have too much age. But whatever other fears that we have, I'm not enough to succeed or fail, right? So whatever other fears that we have, it's a subdivision. It's a derivative of this fear. I am not enough. I'm not enough. That's where it is coming from. Does that make sense? So in different cultures, it shapes differently. The primary fears could be, the primary way this fear is showing up could be, I'm not enough, as in I would fail. I could be a failure. I don't want to fail, right? Or it could be, I am not enough. I don't want to be rejected. And depending upon what society you are living in, if you live in a cluster society, which I talked about a few months ago, cluster society is a society where everybody knows each other and you are a group of people. It's a tribal unit and you're part of a tribe, and the tribe has higher priority over individuals, which is a cluster society. In those societies, fear of rejection will be significantly more. Why? Because you don't want to be rejected by the tribe leader. You don't want to be rejected by the king. You don't want to be rejected by the high priest. So what do? You accumulate the fear that you have and adapt that fear into, I'm not enough. You translate that into, I don't want to be rejected. Same way, if you are in an individualistic society where you think that individuals are really important, it's highly likely the individualism led to some sort of family challenge, and the parents feeling individual, and then the divorce rate is high, and both parents were not available, or one of them were not available, one of them was not available, and then all of a sudden there is a sense of individuality. At the same time, because of the lack of nature of tribalism, having enough support from a tribe, you didn't have that. Probably you didn't have that. I'm always generalizing here. I'm not saying this is your story, but generally speaking, what happens is there is not enough psychological feeling of I am enough to succeed that makes you makes the individualistic society person start thinking that I would fail. The bottom line is I would fail. So there is only one fear, which is I'm not enough. That is translated into two different type of fears. One is I'm not enough to be a successful person. I'm not enough to be accepted by others. So fear of failure, fear of rejection. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. Rewatch the video if it's not clear yet. Yeah. So that's the essence of why we are not confident, because we feel that we are not enough. Right? So that's the psychological feeling for the entire human species. In order for us to step to the next level, like you are familiar with Muhammad Ali, who said, I'm the greatest of the world. Why he's able to say that? Because he feels that way. Why does he feel that way? That's what we're going to talk next. What are the steps that you could take to be an overconfident son of a bitch, Okay, so what do? Okay, so the first thing that you could do in order for you to build this unshakable confidence, let me start with a simple step and then we will go advanced, okay? Simple step is, most of the time what people do is they wait around. Imagine that sometime later, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, I will have this confidence to do this. And I'm working on it. I'm meditating, I'm doing other stuff. I'm visualizing and I'm doing all kind of stuff. Because someday I'm going to be confident to do that. That someday is not going to happen, my friend. That someday is today. That moment is right now. Because the first thing that you do to build confidence is to do it. Because when you do this, whatever it is challenging you, you build a confidence. You start to see yourself as a confident person because you took that action. And whether you succeeded or failed, you took that step. And when you take that step, that's when you discover that confident part of you. So that's a simple step. Okay? So take action before building the confidence. Don't wait around to build confidence and take action, but take action and then build confidence. Sounds good? Okay, good. So the next step would be drop the frame. So I always talk about this concept called frame, which is a fascinating topic for me. We all come to this world with a frame. Martin Luther King's frame was a frame of equality, right? And Gandhi's frame was, let's have a freedom without violence. And if you look at different world leaders, they have a different frame. They all bring a world-class frame into the world. And you have a frame. Your neighbor has a frame. Your priest has a frame. Your teacher has a frame. Your friend has a frame. Your wife has a frame. We as humans, we are frame sellers. We sell frames for a living. What does that mean? What it means is there is a signature side of you. There is a signature internal representation of you which is trying to sell who you are into the world. How do you do that? We do it by believing in certain things, believing in certain values, having certain values, believing in certain things, and then having the identity of a person. And you believe, my name is Ruble, your name could be Joe, and Joe has an identity, a set of beliefs, set of values. The entire packaging of what you are is a frame. And you're selling that frame to me, I'm selling my frame to you. And some time ago, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, based on when this happened, somebody sold a frame to you. That frame was, you are not enough. Somebody told you, you're not enough. Because you didn't come to this planet Earth believing that you're not enough. You came to this planet Earth, when you were born, you didn't come out of the mother's womb and like, oh my gosh, what if I failed? What if this society is going to reject me? Can I go back to that place where I was getting feeding directly to my belly button and I don't need to even open my mouth and I was swimming and it was so much fun? You don't do that. Why? Because you come to this planet confident. That's your normal nature. But somebody sold you a frame, just like a window frame. Imagine a window frame. So that is a frame that you are using to see the world from now on. Because somebody said, you're not enough. You're not enough. It's time for you to drop that frame right now. Again, in order for you to build confidence, you need to take action. Same way, in order for you to be free from this frame, you need to drop it right now. Don't wait around. Do it right now. So what does that mean? What it means is you would start believing that you are enough. And who sold you this crap like some time ago? They didn't know better either. That's what they thought that you needed. They were trying to protect you in some capacity, whether it is parents, family, friends, brother, sister, friend, boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband. It doesn't matter. What matters right now, we're not going to fight with them and say, oh, you did this to me. That's not what this is. This is like you are free from it. Because when you say, you did this to me, you're not free from it, are you? Yeah. So now you're going to drop that frame of I am not enough right now. And the moment you do that, you start to feel that freedom. Because I'm enough. You are enough. You came here enough. But you forgot or somebody misrepresented who you are to yourself. And you bought that frame from them. Tell me, you're going to drop that frame right now and pick up a new frame that I'm more than enough. Not just in terms of words, not just in terms of vocabulary, not in terms of saying stuff like blindly, but in a deeper level, in a soul level, do you believe that you are enough? Can you believe that you are enough? Will you believe that you are enough? Are you willing to see it? See yourself in greatness starting right now. If so, we could go to the next advanced step, which is judgment. What's the connection between judgment and confidence? You might be asking, right? Good. One of the major reasons that we lose confidence is because we are judging ourselves. So it's like an iceberg, right? 1/8 of the iceberg is like on the top and 7/8 is on the bottom. So what does that mean in judgment? In judgment, you're judging other people 1/8 of the time and you're judging yourself 7/8 of the time. What does that mean? What it means is if you are able to drop that 1/8 of the judgment that you do for others, you can stop judging yourself. That is the ultimate freedom that I could offer you. That is the ultimate freedom that could take your business to the next level. Why? Because now you can think freely. Because until now, most people, they live their life in slavery to judgment. Not from other people, not from their parents, not from their friends, but from themselves. It's time to set ourselves free from this cage, from this prison that we created for ourselves through judgment. So what is a fascinating way? The fascinating way is to build that humility inside of you. The humility to not judge other people. Care, not judge. Instead of judging, care. Start caring for people. Even when sometimes when they act because of their hurt and their pain, it is not possible all the time. I know that. You might be thinking, oh, how could I do that all the time? I'm not asking you to do it all the time, but you could do it most of the time. And if you are able to care for people, even when it's difficult, and not judge them, but care for them, then you are giving yourself an unconscious freedom to stop judging yourself. What a fascinating thing that would be. What a fascinating thing that would be. Because the moment you do that, you are confident. You have the humility to not judge other people. And then you have the humility, because of that humility, you will stop judging yourself. And because of that, you have inner certainty. Your thoughts are not fighting with each other anymore. The moment your thoughts stop fighting with each other, you build certainty within you. You build a sense of certainty within you, an unshakable certainty. That certainty is the one that gives you unbreakable confidence. That's how you build confidence. That's how Muhammad Ali was like, I'm the greatest in the world. Right? Why? Because he is able to calibrate to that level of freedom. I told you the example of the kids already, right? So think about it, like you go to a used car salesperson and you are trying to buy a car. And you bought the crappiest car. The used car salesman sold you the worst car in that location. And you bought that car and came home. And you know that it's horrible, but you already paid for it. It's a small amount, but you paid for it. And you're using it for 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. And it's costing you every month more than what it takes to buy a new car. Would you still keep it? Would you? You wouldn't, right? If that's the case, drop the frame that some used car salesman gave you of being not enough. And embrace the fact that you are more than enough because of the fact that you could hear, because of the fact that you could see, because of the fact that you are alive. Hopefully most of you are alive listening to me. Yeah. So because of the fact that you're alive, you can be confident because you could drop that frame that whoever gave you. And in my own example, let me give you an example in my own life, right? So I had the unique opportunity of working with people from 25 different countries as a business owner. I had like people from different countries report to me as an employee. I had the opportunity of going to discussions worth like 100,000 to millions of dollars. And I'm a village kid. I'm a village kid who knew nothing. I didn't even learn English. Like I studied in a different language when I was young. And then, how could I have that confidence? I mean, think about it. Like a person who has a net worth of multiple $1 billion come to me and say, Ruble, I'm really liking your work. I'm really happy this person referred me to you. I want to work with you. I want to work with you. I want you to help me with another small business that I'm building. So obviously he has built a multi-billion-dollar company. One time this company was $25 billion. He comes to me and says, hey, can you help me build this company? I'm like, I'm this kid from a village. I don't know. How could I help you? If that's what I'm asking, then there's no way for me to do that. I work with CEOs of Silicon Valley companies, senior executives for multi-billion-dollar organizations. And when I talk to them, the only reason that I'm able to talk to them and lead them and support them and rise above their level and or in their similar level and then talk to them only because of this unbreakable confidence. And it didn't come to me as a gift. I was not born with it. I was a scared, timid kid who didn't even have the confidence to speak out. Right? So I built this confidence. That's my gift for you today. So first thing is do it so that you build confidence. The second step is drop the frame from the used car salesman who said you're not enough. You are enough. Start believing that you are more than enough. Just because of the fact that you are alive, you are enough. And finally, stop judging people as much as you can. Instead, care for them. Instead, believe in their greatness, even when it's difficult. That gives you the permission to see and stop judging yourself. See yourself in a new light where you could stop judging yourself and probably see your greatness for a moment and 2 moments and then 5 seconds and then a minute until it becomes a lifetime activity, until you start seeing only greatness in you so that you could be free. So confidence equals humility. Humility equals certainty. Because you have the humility to not judge other people, and through not judging other people, you give yourself permission to be free from your own self-judgment. And in that lack of self-judgment, your thoughts are going to be aligned. And when your thoughts are aligned in one direction, you have certainty. Once you have certainty, you have confidence. That is my invitation for you today. So until I see you again, implement with intelligence and power and create the impact and the income that you deserve and accelerate your business starting today.